Hello boys, my name is Coolyoshi. Welcome back to my 100% playthrough of The Legend of Zelda Sailcloth Forever of Skyward Sword HD for Nintendo Switch. In the last episode, we left off in Manu Desert trying to make it through and find Zelda, which we did not, of course, do because, well, problems happened. I kinda just... So there I showed the other strategy for killing the Bokoblins. In case you didn't know, you can just... If they don't see you, you can hit them 3 times and knock them around before they actually do anything bad to you. It's an ancient flower. I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. And... Nope, not enough. So yeah, that, and since it recognizes it as bad ground, it puts us up here instead because that's technically not solid ground. I find it quite interesting actually that happens. Alright, it's taught to this guy. Deny my memory banks. This is a power generator for the mechanism that opens the menu in my facility, but it won't budge until you activate the low power nodes and set the 3 dials to access them correctly. Names indicate the materials to construct the generator are also present in the area. Now use your dowsing ability to locate them. So now we can actually figure out where to go in this properly. And yes, we did trigger yet another save point. Again, we do have to activate saves at least each one of these locations in order to do activations. This one I think I have to set it so that it destroys both something else and this block at the same time. Got the entrance but did not destroy the thing. Oh well, I'm just gonna go in anyway. This is intended to be our first secret spot here. Looks like there's a lot of stuff we could do, but it isn't. We can't actually do anything with those until we get another new item, which we'll be getting soon. This, we can save bombs, by the way, again, by doing the other incredibly bad strat. It's not even that bad. If you make them make out and then go towards the area, you can kind of just walk around. Save that for later. There we go. This is where we start to see a lot of the Bokoblins now. And that's what we use to get the thing open. This is the closest area to it, though. Oh, come on! There we go. Somehow we defeated him despite him not guarding, because we ended up hitting the regular guard part anyway. But we were trying to do an ending blow on him, which didn't work. Instead, we got the stupid shield thing. Or even worse, actually, it did that. This is my least favorite thing, by the way. Yes, you have to throw these in to activate the switch. But the way they activate is the dumbest thing ever. I swear, these are so annoying to get. And as you saw there, that was bad. They can drop your health very quickly. In fact, if this was hard mode, I would have died just like that. That just shows how brutal hard mode is. And you are expected to hit that. Alright. How are you doing? If you talk to him more, he tells you how you're not, how you can open those dials to do other stuff. There we go. It was more or less since I was probably not locked onto him, and that caused the problem. You can use a slingshot to trigger this from a distance. That's important because I want to make this. Jeez. Didn't even get a chance to do anything. It was just a blank. Oh my gosh, stop trolling me. Okay, well, this is starting to get really bad. If this gets really bad, I'll have to find another random bench to restore my health again. Oh my gosh, that's the 5th time! Get away, you stupid freaking bad guys. Jeez. Gonna kill him for that. Which I just did. Fine, we're just gonna put it into the past so we don't have to deal with this. Because in the past, you don't have to deal with that at all. But it's not as good because, well... I'll need bombs, really? Ah. See what I mean by you can lose hearts so fast in this game? Like, not knowing what to do is what really leads to repetitive failure in this game, and that's why I absolutely hate it sometimes. Just for that one reason alone. If it wasn't for that, it would be a really easy game. It still is, it's just that this is one of the harder parts of it. Yeah. Honestly, screw Ranyu Desert. It's like the worst level in this entire game, I feel like. If this thing didn't exist, it would be so much easier. You know what? Just because of that, I'm gonna wait. No, I'm joking. I don't quit that easily. I'm gonna keep going, but still, that's a bit ridiculous. I have a fairy, so I can't easily just die off of it, so I'll just kind of do it normally, and if I die, then so be it. I'll let the HP restore myself and then keep going. Knowing the game, though, it's gonna throw more recovery hearts on my face eventually, so it won't be terrible. So many of these birds as well, which is a bit annoying. Oh, this is the trap. This is the mixed trap. Where you see that you can't really go on the right immediately. He is actually in my range. Right. Alright, it takes care of that jerk bird. I know how to get to that, thankfully. It's just not easy. So we'll first head to here. stop at this spot for a moment. And yes, I kind of joked. You could tell immediately that I was basically annoyed by what happened there because, well, what else are you gonna do when you, like, get screwed by just one shocking thing hitting you not just once, but twice, very quickly. In fact, if that was hard mode, I would have died, and I would have had to replay that entire area again with only 3 hearts less, or whatever. It's not fun. So... that's what makes this game, by the way, so easy, is you get... The only reason I say this game is easy is just because you get so many hearts early on. But if it weren't for those hearts, then you'd probably die. In fact, in regular mode, you die in 3 hits just as easily. The main reason they upgraded the damage is probably because of that. I'm gonna skip this choo-choo again. I don't see any reason to ever attack the electric choo-choos in this game. They just are so obnoxious with the way they work. So, although we didn't collect that, and see, that's why I held out, because I figured there was still some pieces of heart left. So, collect one of those, HP back up, no problem. I think that was actually more or less smart gameplay that I chose that to quit. I feel kind of sad that I had to share that with you, though, but it is what it is. Alright, one more and we get another heart container. Can't fully exit right away, though, so we'll have to go for the sand here. Here we'll go up here, find another save point, and now with full health, we should be able to just go in easily. So really, this wasn't more or less a break, but instead a super break just to get, a piece of art. Okay. Yeah, tumbleweed are pretty easy to catch once you know what you're doing. You can literally get them by just stalling in a specific spot. Well, now we got a lanyard. It said these ants store water deep in their nests, allowing them to thrive even in the intense heat of the open desert. Now we can get as many of these as we want later, if we want to. We also have another one of those mysterious sand cicadas. The only time you could really capture them is later. Oh, it did not trigger that guy. That's good. Hit this other save point as well. Yes, apparently you have to activate all the bird statues for some reason. I did not know that. If I miss any, I'll probably just activate them later. Just saying. I can activate them whenever I want, though, so I can probably always get them later if I need to. That being said, very important that I do stuff like this. Alright. Alright, next part. To find the bomb in the area. I feel like the sooner I find it, the better, because then I don't have to deal with these jerk enemies. Can we just blow this guy up? No. Okay, that obviously isn't it. It'd be silly for it to be that one. Let's try this one instead. They can't see me, thankfully, so we could just... Oh, now they saw me. Ugh, made it. He didn't even go the right way. He kind of just rammed into the side there. An idiot. Oh. Darn it, did not hit him. He might move away. Okay, good. That's just to make sure he doesn't hit me while I'm revealing this. And sure enough, there's the stone, and now we can just quickly activate it to go into the past the second time. Which means we have to deal with those shocking balls again. Those are probably actually the worst enemy in this game. Yeah, that's right. They are worse than the elite enemies, Stallmasters, or Bokoblins, which, by the way, we'll face a Stallmaster later, but not right now. That's not... See what I mean? I kind of just... For some reason, this time I knew what was causing it. For some reason, I was not holding the button down. I forgot I have to hold down ZR and then do that. That's what causes it to do that. But I don't know why, but some weird thing just causes me to freak out, and then I just kind of like mash the button for no reason. I don't know what that is, but I definitely need to fix that when the time comes. This is one of my least favorite parts, by the way, because I did not know what to do whatsoever for this area, because this was the first time in particular where you couldn't just do the same thing that you always do to defeat the enemies. Instead, you actually have to defeat them properly. See there, I lost my lock on, but I got him with the quit one too, so now that I've defeated those electric Bokolins a lot, I kind of have an idea on how to deal with them. In fact, my old idea was to just kind of have them not see me, and then quickly do them 3 chops right away. Oh, I see. That time they kind of just phased into the wall, so that's probably why I couldn't actually ending blow that one, because he was too close to the wall for that to happen. Which is a bit obnoxious, I'm not gonna lie, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, there's not really a good way to do this next part. As far as I know, the best way of doing it, use the slingshot to bring this back up. I hate how they could just literally hit me from any range. So anyways, we have to do the shell thing again, as you can see. That's actually the big problem here. To get to the other side of the area to actually properly get this set up to the right time, we actually have to first get over to the other side, and there's not really a good way to do that right away. That's so funny to listen to. Also, I killed him way too far to the side. This is not gonna work. Going here is probably gonna have a better chance of working. Okay, we got our harps back, thankfully. But you kind of see how he floats down there. That's the only way to get past this gap initially, and then you need to hit the to ultimately finish it out the second time. Will you run into this? Yes. Nice. A bomb is probably actually much better for dealing with them, and it's probably what I should be using. Kind of failed to get up there the first time for some reason, though. Did it the second time, though. As usual, some things like this take 2 tries to do. For a while, I did not know what to do until I suddenly realized you had to go back here and do that, and just so you know, there's no time shift zone here. Literally, the only reason you're doing this is to get up to this area. That was weird. He hit me with the shock, but then he also hit me with, like, the full damage afterwards. That's actually kind of bad, because they did full damage to me, when normally they only do 1/2. Well, Thankfully, it wasn't that bad. I did kill him off afterwards. But you can see why I hate those electric tutus. I don't deal with them unless I absolutely need to. Okay, so now we have that back, we can actually roll this thing over to the area, but actually getting it to there is the difficult part, because of course we have to deal with the electricity. If you look at their pay attention to their cycles, it seems like they turn on every few minutes or so. They will electrocute themselves. Unless you also throw them in a certain range every time. So you basically just have to pick them up and then throw them immediately as soon as they get up. And you have to kind of like carry this one. This is the worst part, by the way, of this. Because you have to and throw it to actually land on the thing. There we go. It finally landed on the frickin' block. Took way too long to get. Believe me, this is easier than doing other stuff, and because of that, I have to go this way. Oh, wait a minute. I just realized something. I can't even get that out even if I wanted to. Yeah, I might have to time shift it midway through that enemy falling down. Or else it will never be able to get up there. Oh, I guess as there is one thing I could do, but it's a bit more awkward. Requires it to be a bit farther back this time. See what I mean? It just does you 2 damage for no reason. And all I did was just mistakenly not put it on there for the first little bit, and that's what caused the damage. And it's all happens out of nowhere. That's the problem. Now that I think of it, this is not how I remember doing the puzzle normally. Because a lot of this was just so you can get back here, but I don't think that's actually how the puzzle is. So I'm gonna be right back for a few minutes. By the way, I should have known this before, but we need to use the beetle, because of course, light things move with the beetle. Of course, Jeez, now I feel like such an idiot for missing that. Especially something as easy as this. Ugh, now I feel even more annoyed. I literally took all that damage for nothing. What I like, though, is the beetle is electric resistant, so it won't actually take any damage from it, but it's still really annoying. Now, in case you're wondering how to do this damageless, you pretty much have to pick it up and roll it immediately as soon as you pick it up. Like, the moment you pick it up, you have to roll it. So, what I'm gonna do is basically just mash A and then, like, flip the stick really fast and see if this works. That's like my only way I can do this quickly enough. See, look! That's what I did, and see there, I took no damage. It's just really obnoxious, though, having to do that. It's just so brutal. Especially the part where you take 2 damage really quickly. And we have a blue rupee and a big chest, which is gonna be an item. Since it's probably nothing, it's gonna be a hazard, obviously. It's just a monster horn. Push this in. We're actually doing these in the wrong order. This is supposed to be your 3rd one normally. And the first one is located just to the left, but I did something else instead. Well, now we don't have to deal with these anymore. Kind of just tray off down instead of falling off, I just realized. Yeah. I should have known you could grab those with the beetles, but this is like the only time it happens in the entire game, though. That's what makes it so brutal. You can't just figure it out right away. Since I can't really complete the dungeon in one episode right now, especially after that big embarrassment of a failure, I'm probably not going to actually do it right away. I like how I said I would do the thing, and then I kind of just went up here instead, ignoring that request for some reason. I will be getting that goddess chest, however. That is very important, and I want to make sure I get that. In case you're wondering, the first item is actually back at the first area where we came here earlier. Just so you know, the beetle can't defeat enemies. It kind of just bounces off them and knocks them around for a quick second. So essentially a mini stun. Doesn't actually defeat them. You need a bomb to... in order for the beetle to actually kill them properly. Okay. Not the correct area for this. But if I go up there somehow, I can then go up to the later area elsewhere. That guy's chest made up is probably not going to be available until later. May as well collect these bugs while I'm there. Because there are multiple upgrades you have to get, including... I actually didn't know this, but you can actually upgrade potions twice. I'm gonna try and upgrade our heart potion that we upgraded before at least twice. Because if we could get that done, then that would be cool. I did not see if I did this save, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it right now. I'm actually kind of confused where to go because of not figuring this out properly. That just shows how little I know about this area, and sure enough, it's another hookshot block, so I have to go around to find it elsewhere. That's where we'll go to the next area of Lanmew later, when we actually get a chance to progress there, that is. Oh, I forgot, this leads into a cave. Dang it. Which means I'm actually sort of stumped as to where the first one is. Oh, wait, no, I don't have to be. I completely forgot we could just douse for them. Usually, though, I find them, like, right away. Where is it, actually? Oh, it's kind of close. It was actually closer to the area than I thought. It makes me a bit obnoxious, actually, that I missed that. Because of that, I'm gonna have to take a save warp here. Or rather, side warp, where I have to return to the sky and then quickly go back. To actually, go to the bird statue I want to be at. Which I'll probably just go as close to the northern desert as I can. It's nice that this warp even exists, but due to the law and loading speeds, even in HD, it's not really the best. It's nice that they made this part slightly quicker, though. Beyond that, though, it's a bit annoying. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna use this again. Oh, that's where it is. It's actually pretty close to the start as well, closer than I initially thought. I probably should have gotten this a bit sooner. I might not be able to use it I might not make it with the beetle here, but we'll see. Okay, no, I did make it. Just doing that to make sure he doesn't bother me. Our first actual requirement is not in that other area, but in the other area. I'll start in this area. And I'm gonna just let that go. I'll run into him to make him drop the butter. Except not, so I might actually get hit by him. Easy enough to dodge, though. I find it safer to deal with these guys before I move on, just because they're so obnoxious. Okay, this is the spot where I might actually place a beacon. Okay, that beacon is now an indication of where I must go. Also, I should probably place one in the area where I should stand, which is right here, which is actually kind of close by. There we go. Okay, now we can make it really easily. I'm gonna stand in this area and use the beetle. You can definitely use certain things a lot quicker in this game. Okay, I don't actually need to use it more. In fact, I feel like I kind of made it really worse for myself by not using the bombs. Which, again, makes me feel that bad, but this one is not as bad, at least. You could just use it there. Not gonna be close enough to the other thing. Hopefully that's where the time shift stone is anyway. That. Yes, that one robot that you see there, he's supposed to appear here first and tell you not to haze or at least fill with them, but we of course ignore him and do that anyways, because we need that to actually get through this area, because otherwise we can't use that. Master Yoshi, all 3 remote power nodes have been activated. Please make your way to the power generator in front of the Lanyu mining facility, I think is what she said. Yeah, I think that's correct. Thankfully, because we saved the first one until last, it's actually pretty close to where this area is. Now, it feels kind of obnoxious to not do the dungeons all at once. That's why I'm going to just go here and open the dungeon and then actually go and do some upgrades while I wait. Which will start with... Ooh. Okay. Oh. Hang on. Alright, Master Yoshi. The symbols in the fountain correspond to the 3 symbols on the power nodes you activated. Assume they are connected. So, yeah, in case you didn't know, these symbols are here for a reason. Right? So we have one in bottom right, that's probably the worst one to get. One on top, and one on the left. One on the left, one on the top, and one on the bottom right. And they have to go in linear order first. First one right. This one, I think, because it's full right, it's all the way around. Yep. Yep, okay, took a little while to figure that, to figure that out, but yeah. This is similar to the big key puzzles, but it's quite a bit different. So that whole thing that we did actually brings the frickin' area over to the surface all of a sudden. From underneath the sands, it rises up. That's what I wanted to do, and that's basically the last thing I'll do here. So now I'm gonna head back to the sky after first creating a save, and sure, I touched the other bird statue in case I didn't already do that before. There is a way to get that Goddess Cube early. I believe I have gotten it before, but it's here to do it until after you actually have access to other items. And we won't be able to get a lot of Goddess chests, or Goddess Cubes in general. Most of them are collectible after the second loot, when you start getting items. And you see a lot of spots. If you remember playing other games, we'll need the hook shot to get each of those. But, that being said, they're not done yet. There are some Goddess chests to pick up, and with some of the items we collected, we can get a few more Goddess chests. So let's go ahead and go for this first run over here, which is kind of an interesting puzzle in itself. For some of the later ones, you actually have to... Whoa! What the heck was that? There were some mysterious things flying with me. I will never remember what they are. I will never remember, but they look kind of weird. Ooh, heart medal. Hearts will appear as often as long as you're having that. That's a good thing to have specifically for hard mode, because it's similar to other jobs, except it raises the chance of hearts appearing, so it's essentially the way you would get more hearts to job. Okay, unfortunately the next spot is located very far away from the area, so we're gonna first make our way to one of the sky clouds, which we already saw a side cloud right there. Oh, and there's the lumpy pumpkin again. In case you're wondering why not doing the full side quest, it's simply because we can't do the last part of it until later. Basically, after we get access to the other areas of Skyward Sword, then we can actually go for that. Or, I guess even more easier to tell you, we won't be able to do that quest until we attain the Goddess's Harp. So I find that very important to do. And yes, anything with a little circle hole in it that has a little fast stone, that's how you travel through these fast. So if you can't find a way to go fast, you have to first move towards one of these stones, and running into one, as you saw before in our previous videos, gives us a speed boost. Again, I'm not skipping this because if I did, that would kind of defeat the purpose of showing where all the stuff is. Now this one is kind of tricky to get. There's one actually hidden really far up, so we're gonna just actually go to that one first, even though it's clearly farther. Just because, well, it's easier to do. I like how when I first played this game, I mentioned to prepare for this, I did a blind playthrough, basically, or kind of had to, of the original game. I basically had not played it before, and one of my struggles was actually controlling the bird until I figured out how to raise and lower its height. That made it a lot easier. Oh, sure enough, I picked that correctly. So we got our piece of heart, which, yeah, sure enough, there was a piece of heart on one of those, which allowed us to immediately complete another heart container. So that was smart. Now we will have 2 extra heart containers in addition to the 2 full ones from the regular game, making the Lanyo area or Lanyo Mai facility a lot easier. It'll also start us on our second row of hearts when we get there. That being said, we still have to get there, obviously. Yeah, firing all the way down here. Takes a little while to get to. Hanging down off these, because I believe this is actually where our item is located. It's kind of tricky, actually. First time I tried to find it, I was really confused as well until I found out it was okay here. Oh, there's a treasure medal! If you carry this with you, treasure will appear more often. It's the perfect thing to take along on a treasure hunt. That is probably the most important item in the entire game for treasure farming. If you want to farm efficiently, you have to have that before doing that. That and another item, which we are going to attempt to get, but I'm not actually sure if the side quest I have for that is available yet, but we will attempt to at least find it. They added a lot more of the... I think they made a lot more, stones that make you go faster in this version. Like, they have more fast stones here, whereas before they didn't have as much. They still had some, nonetheless, but it didn't seem like there was as much. Oh, wait, I just realized something. The quest I have for this doesn't even become available until I get, a different item. So I actually, this thing that I'm about to do, this is as far as I can go, actually, in this part of the game. Alright. I'll dive close to the bazaar so I spawn around that, because that's where I want to go first. Since we got a lot of items, we need to check for upgrades. Previously, we weren't able to collect a lot, but now we should be able to get at least a few of them. And sure enough, yeah, here's a stamina beal, which will be our first upgrade. This makes our Vita have more HP overall. And I think with it, you can actually do some unintentional strategies that would normally require you to be closer. So, very important. Okay. Okay, that's all upgrades on that thing. Ooh, we can't actually get the big bug net. That's bad. I want that really badly. Definitely want that badly. Thank goodness we actually have enough ancient flowers to do this, otherwise it would be kind of obnoxious. I like this music, by the way, like I said. If I didn't already say, this is the best shop music in any Zelda game. It's just so iconic. I like it. Alright, now let's put this out. And I was actually thinking, maybe I could bring out my Iron Shield. Maybe I can upgrade that while I'm there, but I guess I don't need to yet. And yes. By the way, get used to the shield, because this will be the last time we are seeing it. Once we get the ability to use the Iron Shield and then the magical shield that, like, replenishes over time, there is no reason to do anything else after that. Also, I find it kind of bad that we can't collect any more gratitude crystals, because a lot of them don't really spawn until after you complete Landview. Also, I find kind of obnoxious that we were off just by a little bit, because I definitely want to get at least the big beetle by the end of that, so it's very important that I complete that. In case you're wondering, I'm waiting to farm rupees, because there's a much better minigame for that actually farms minigames way quicker, and once you know the strategy, it's actually pretty straightforwardly easy. It's really based on, like, some specific thing. Basically, a specific ring you pass by. Okay, so simplest way of doing this is to just do like before. Go to the desert entrance. Go here and collect some items here. And yeah, that's about it. There's not a lot else we can do. Oh. Already there. That was quick. So yeah, now we basically just wait for a few minutes. That guy tries to hit us, but he will never be able to as long as we stay far away. We can combine this with Amber Relic farming and some ancient hour farming as well, but I feel like we'll just get a lot of those later. In fact, ancient flowers are pretty easy to come by. I could always just go back to Temple of Time whenever I want, and that gives me most of the ancient flowers I'll need. So I'll probably go back to get those when I'm off camera. Oh, I guess another important thing is I have to upgrade my potion a second time, because now that I've gotten every bug, I should be able to know which ones are required to upgrade a potion a second time. Wow, there's none spawning as I say that. There's another one. That's all you literally do. You literally just stay here, and this is how you farm tumbleweed. Basically, while Link stalls in pretty much any area that's Lanyu Desert, that's where tumbleweeds spawn, and you can catch them with the bug net. I find it quite interesting. Now, as you get the big net and the bigger net after that, it will make catching bugs way easier. So in my opinion, that upgrade is probably more important than any other. Unfortunately, it's also the most expensive item to upgrade out of the bunch. Simply because it's so for collecting items, because, well, you need it to collect bugs, so of course they're gonna make it really difficult. My apologies if I am stalling for a bit long, but it's just something that I have to do. I feel like I have to move at least a little bit to cause it to spawn. And yes, sometimes they don't spawn for a while. Other times, they spawn like immediately. At the beginning I was getting decently lucky. Now I'm like, it's kind of screwing me up really big time. It's screwing me up. I'll probably have to show my strategy later for that Minesweeper game, because I mentioned the Frill Digger. Yeah, I kind of did that off camera and got like 400 rupees. It's actually pretty easy to get a pay of. You could basically just spam reset using autosave, and you can get a until you get a win. So it's actually pretty easy to get a win, and you could just leave in between wins to get an autosave, and that'll save your progress, which will allow you to do some better stuff, which I find... Oh, okay, there we go. That took a really long time to get all of them. I got extra because, well, it pays to have extra. Obviously. Alright, now we can go to the sky and finally upgrade our stuff. We'll also go and see if we can upgrade our heart potion a second time. If we can, we will, because doing so makes it incredibly powerful and is how we're gonna get a lot of HP. Now, there are other potions we can buy, but they are much more busted. Since I have extra time, I'll actually go ahead and show them all to you, so I can show that. But we won't actually activate them until much later in the game, because you don't really need them for the early game, nor are they really any helpful. The only one that's helpful is obviously the heart potion, because very important item. And I like keeping at least 2 of those in the game. Or at least for as long as I can get. Alright. So back in here, we're gonna upgrade our gear. What's funny is the actual Sky Shot isn't really that effective, except for hitting multiple enemies, maybe. Alright, you want to upgrade this? There's no way going back. Okay. Alright, now we have the bigger net. We should probably actually read what this is, because we haven't read a lot of the text. All done. Here you go. You upgraded to the Big Mama. It's now double its original size, making it easier to catch even the most nimble bugs. First time ever getting that, and it's also the only upgrade there. So we're actually done with those particular upgrades. Until we get ornament skulls, we can't do any more upgrades on the bags to make them big. So let's first check this one. That is a guardian potion. That stuff makes you feel better. It's a potion that reduces the damage you take for a bit of time. If you find yourself PCFO is a little out of leak, this potion is for you. This potion doesn't come cheap though. It's 200 rupees. This elixir is known as the revitalizing push. Simply put it on a broken shield and modes the shield be good as new. It's amazing. Not only that, but its multi-purpose will even restore 4 hearts. And what about this one? This is the weird. The potion is not quite ready for public consumption yet. Ooh. That's interesting. Alright. Can I get this? We can, just barely. We needed a Sand Kanata to get this up, so... Alright, now we can use this twice. Okay, I can improve this potion. You sure this is what you want? Yep. Alright. Okay, so sure enough, that's it. So you can impose promotions up to twice using your bugs to basically make them very overpowered after you get a lot of them. The best one, obviously, is Heart Potion Plus because it turns what's normally a weak recovery into an all potion recovery. Or all heart recovery, rather. Which makes it a lot easier to catch bugs. Speaking of which, I haven't really gotten a lot of Sky Stabiles. Let's see if we can find those while we're here, and then we'll probably just end the episode right here. Kind of an early time to end the episode, but when we're back, I promise we'll be back at the Lanyu mining facility. Ready to go in there. Probably will get some items before that. Now, because I am doing 100%... Okay, those Sky Stabiles aren't coming up yet. Alright. I'm gonna pause and I'll be right back. So the thing I was checking for is not actually a thing I was looking for, but instead I was checking to see if I gotten enough Gauze Cubes because I was worried that I had not gotten all of them, and turns out I did get as many of them as I could. So yeah, we're kind of just gonna end this video right here without even saying anything else, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And until then, peace.